Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to talk to you about how to overcome your insecurities about prospecting and talking to people you don't know. And I want to start by, actually, I have a page and a half of notes here that I typed up that I wrote down to talk to you about. So hang in there because first I'm going to help you understand what's happening and why it's happening. And then I'm going to give you a solution, okay? Being insecure about something that you haven't done before, first and foremost, it's normal. We all have insecurities about things that are just stuff that we never done before. So it's completely normal. And I think actually this is a very important point because it's gonna allow you to, when you get on the phone to make your calls or you decide to go door knocking, you're going to have the right expectations. Because if today's the first day that you're on the phone talking to people you don't know and you're expecting that everybody's going to be so friendly and nobody's going to hang up on you and everybody's going to give you an appointment, you're going to be disappointed. And then you're going to get on the phone for 3 hours, talk to a bunch of people, and you're going to feel like you failed because the experience didn't meet your expectations. Now, this is a little bit dangerous conversation because I always talk about you expecting that everyone that you talk to will give you an appointment. That's a mindset. I'm having a different conversation with you right now. If you're new to real estate, if you're new to prospecting, or even if you've done it in the past and for whatever reason you stopped and you understand that that's the way that you're going to build a business that's consistent, that you can make a fortune in and control your time and you're ready to do it again. You cannot, you or I or anybody, be comfortable and secure with something you've never done before. When the activity becomes a habit for you, it becomes second nature, then yes, your insecurities they disappear. And one of the ways to do this is for you to outwork your insecurities and to sort of give you a basis for where this thought comes from. I'm going to read you a quote by Will Smith that I absolutely love. He says, "I will not be outworked. You might have more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. You might be sexier than me. But if you and I get on a treadmill together, you're getting off first or I am going to die." It's really that simple. So what does this say to you? Will Smith basically on this quote is saying, it doesn't matter how hard I have to work to be the best at what I do. Now think about that. If you embrace this thought right here, insecurities are not even, who cares? It's not even something that's gonna go through your head. And then I want you to write this down because this is a critical thought. Confidence and feeling secure, which is basically the same thing we're talking about here. It comes from repeated success. The more things you can do successfully, the quicker your confidence will rise. That makes sense, doesn't it? So then I wrote this down. I'm all about having high standards, setting big goals. Yeah, that sounds amazing. The trouble with that, though, is if you set a really big goal that you may not even believe you can achieve, you're setting yourself up for failure because the goal is too big. You start working, you start doing something towards that goal, and then it doesn't happen because you didn't even believe it in the first place, but you wanted to give it a shot. And a lot of coaches and brokers, people out there talk about having high goals. Listen, you need to set a goal that is challenging and achievable at the same time. So, it's a sweet spot of the combination of challenging and achievable, so that you're you're doing something that is, you're pushing yourself, it's challenging, but you believe you can do it, because now you're setting yourself up for success. And you have to embrace the fact that when you decide to outwork your insecurities, things are going to start to happen. Set yourself up for success by celebrating small successes every single day. And how about this? When you think about outworking your expectations, just for the sake of this conversation, okay? Not that you would have to do it. What if you said, I'm going to talk to 100 people a day? Every day, Monday through Friday, I'm going to do it for an entire month. And you use scripts that actually will help you have great conversations that lead to appointments. I can assure you that if you talk to 100 people a day, and you can do this, if you don't get distracted and you're not doing a million things at one time, if you just commit to this, you will outwork your insecurities. And in this process, I can tell you that by the end of the 30 days, you're going to have listings. I don't care if you've never done this before and you're horrible at it. You're going to have 2 listings, 3, maybe even more, just because you're going through the process. You're committing to the process. That's one way. I mean, there's different ways of doing this, but this is one way that you're certain to, first of all, develop a habit. And I'm not saying you need to do this for the rest of your real estate career, but in the beginning, talking to a lot of people, committing to that process is a great way for you to develop a habit. And you're going to get results too. I think back when I started selling real estate, I didn't talk to 100 people a day because I was working Monday through Friday during evening hours, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., and Saturdays and Sundays all day, because that was the time when I could actually work. I had a full-time job. I was a stay-at-home mom. And when I think back to those days, I was talking to about 400 people a week. So when you add that up, I mean, I had many Saturdays and Sundays where I was on the phone all day. Talking to 400 people a week that's a lot of people. And I had no idea what I was doing. And my first year in real estate, I sold 25 homes, 24 of which was listings. They were listings sold, and I had 1 buyer sale that first year. So when you think about it, I had no idea what I was doing. I wasn't good at it. I was actually horrible at it 27 years ago, and I still got business. You know why? Because I outworked my lack of knowledge, my insecurities, my fear. That's what I did. And by the end of that first year, gosh, I mean, listen, selling 25 homes your first year is not that big a deal. I know agents that have sold over 100 homes their first year on their own. So, it's not anything to celebrate about. For me, it was huge. I learned so much. I was so much better at the end of 3 months. You have to learn how not to judge what you're doing by what you did in one day. So you say, okay, well, you know what, I'm gonna take on what Jackie's saying. I'm gonna talk to 100 people a day, because you could do it. You could do that in 8-9 hours. So you're working a 9-hour day without interruptions, without chit chat, following my scripts, using my scripts. Okay, great. You can totally do that. And you do it for one day. And 99% of the people hang up on you. They're rude, they're mean, they're nasty. You don't set any appointments, and you say, this doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I cannot keep doing this. You're feeling like a failure just because you did it for one day and you had the wrong expectations. Now, could you do it for one day and also set a bunch of appointments and even take a listing? Yes, absolutely. I have clients that have done that brand new. And then I have others that have experienced the not so good results. The key here is for you not to label a day that you didn't set an appointment or everybody hung up on you as failure, because it's not. Learn how to celebrate small successes. Outworking your insecurities is critical, and it works. And you will eventually develop a habit and strengthen your mindset. But a critical piece to that is also celebrating your successes. So how about this? You started on time, and you should start calling new expireds at 8 a.m. local time. Great, 8 a.m. local time. You were there and you started dialing. That's a success. That's a victory. And then you actually called these new expired listings, which you were really fearful and insecure about because you didn't know how those calls are going to go. You did it. You might not have set an appointment, but the fact that you did it, that's another victory. And then you talk to all of the expireds, and then you actually decided to call for sale by owners because you know these people are selling their house and most of them are going to list with an agent. That's another victory. And victory one after the other after the other. You're building yourself up and you start believing in yourself and believing that you can get things done. That's how you set yourself up for success. That's what you want to do, right? You don't want to set yourself up for failure. And then I wrote this down. You know, what gets me so excited about this conversation is that I don't know where you're selling real estate, and it doesn't matter, because I can assure you that if you commit to becoming a master prospector, really great at what you do, you're gonna be one of very few great prospectors in your marketplace. I don't care where you're selling real estate. You actually, in some cases, might even be the only one. I'm not talking about somebody that's good at it. No, I'm talking about being great at it. There are not that many agents that are great prospectors at all, anywhere. So think about becoming the best at what you do, having self-confidence, having control of your time, making a fortune. I cannot think of a better career than real estate. So you are in the right place. And if you actually do what I am asking you to do in this video, I know that you're gonna be really excited about your career and you're gonna have amazing success. And when you do, I want you to come back here and post a comment on this video and let me know about it. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Put your comments or your questions below. I answer all of them, and I will see you on the next video.